was going to play Eye of the Tiger. All right, because I get the chance to introduce a guy that all of you, as you, okay, you have these things, right? Right? If you don't have something to take notes on, go ahead and turn this around. All right? I'm not joking. So everybody pick it up, turn it around. Because Gwinnett County Public Library has resources that y'all are going to be blown away about. All right? Ron the Don Gauthier is coming up to talk. All right, which is why I was going to play Eye of the Tiger, like a boxing thing. But y'all are going to be blown away. Ron is fantastic. Really do take notes. All right, because if you provide housing, you provide whatever services you provide, the library has so much stuff that is not going to cost your people anything to be a part of. All right, your tax money in Gwinnett County goes to support these resources. So Gwinnett County Public Library has said we're going to use these resources and we're going to pour back into the people who need our help, and they know it. The library is continuing to transform. They have a next and new coming all the time. So. Ron, come on up here and share. Y'all are going to be blown away by everything they do.
Now, can I really live up to that introduction? I am excited, and we will get on the screen for a moment of the library's website. And the best part about the resources I will share with you today is all of this is available for you now, easy access. Click of the screen, touch of the mouse, and you will have access to this really friendly, user-friendly mobile environment. Okay, over there. There we are. Look at that gorgeous website. It's just redone recently, too. So let me say to you, what's great about this is we have a large number of resources that we can introduce you to, but because of the time constraints, I will focus on those that are directly applicable and specific for the returning community. Our citizens who are coming back and who want to regain their lives. Okay, so here's the website. Scroll down a bit. Yep. Okay. Here's a list of resources. What I suggest that you do when time permits, take your time, go to the website, navigate around, browse around, use everything. We've got resources from every conceivable subject from A to Z. So what we will look at is maybe four of these that focus primarily on services that the incoming community can use right away. Okay. So if you go to the website, go back. Okay, there we are. Search the website, search the catalog, scroll down to digital resources. Digital resources will take you to all of our online resources. Now what's great about this, and I'll suggest strongly, is I hear many customers say they will Google something. Don't Google anything, go to the library. Come on. This information is fact-checked, it's undergoing a rigorous editorial process, it is timely, and it's something you can trust. So please, before you Google, go to your website. Look at your resources you have in alphabetical order. Some of them are categorized by subject, but we'll take a look at one of the first ones I think you'll find exciting. And that's this one, the Ferguson Career Guidance Center. Online access, immediate. Now let me show you some of the really, really cool things you can do with this right away. Scroll down, Brad. Sure. If you look at Profession Outlook, fastest growing jobs, highest paying jobs, most in-demand jobs. There are a number of things you can do. You can go to most in-demand jobs, review some of the positions that are available right now. You can find out also through the description exactly what skills are needed for that job, and it does something else. It's actually powered by Indeed.com, so you could actually apply for a job. One-stop shopping right here. Okay, and there's something else you can do because this database, if a particular person is reviewing it and determines that the in-demand jobs, he or she does not have the skills, you could actually plan your education, select some vote check schools with those skills in the state of Georgia, in your area. Okay. Go to the top, for me, Brad. Plan your education. Okay. Scroll down to vote check. There you go, vocational technical. When I talked about the library having reliable information, you're not likely to get a college that's not accredited. You're not likely to get a proprietary school that opens overnight, steals your money and vanishes. You will get accredited, good, solid institutions throughout the state. Okay. So I had a story I have to share with this. A young man, Brandon, he's 36 years old. He visited the Mountain Park Library. He's disillusioned, freshly out of prison, but he's determined to get his life back. So Brandon and I used this website to this particular database, and Brandon determined that there were some skills he needed. So he used this plan the education component to select VOTEC schools that train in the area of HVAC training, electricians, so on and so forth. So Brandon, that was 5 years ago. Brandon worked with a contractor for 6 months, then Brandon immediately started working for himself. Today, Brandon is an independent contractor. So he walked up to that library, not only with his determination, but with a new measure of innovation in these resources. The only disadvantage to that is I can't get Brandon to work on my HVAC. I said, Brandon, it's 98 degrees. I could really use you. I'm sorry, Mr. Ron. I'm backed up about 2 months. But he did make a way to come out and help. So what we offer Brandon, what I suggested with Brandon is you make sure you reach out to others and show them the way you did this. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Hey, and real quick, remember, returning citizens, right? They face these background checks. If you own your own business, you don't have to background check yourself.
Exactly.
You already know your background. All right, and that's what that did. Brandon got a job on his own.
Brandon walked into the library. He was really passionate. He says, you know what? I escaped the stigma and humiliation of job rejection because I did my own thing. And I was at one of the cabinets that was amazing. Home Depot called Brandon recently. Brandon's doing great. I don't think Home Depot can get him. Not now. But I'm glad to know that Home Depot will consider it. So here's another one. Gale courses. Now, Gale is a company that purchases library products. It sells it to libraries. And we have some free courses that are available for you immediately. What's great about these courses, Gale consults the Department of Labor, Bureau of Labor Statistics to determine the most in-demand jobs, the skills needed for a job, so that when you take these courses, you're actually getting some skills you can use right away. So you get your certification, you go out into the world of work, and you transition those skills into practical application immediately. None of your time is wasted. Look at that large array of courses, and it's just about everything you can imagine. A to Z. The courses are 3 weeks long. They're self-paced, and when I say self-paced, that doesn't mean slow-paced. You do have homework, you do have to study, you do want to earn a certification, but it's 3 weeks long, and if you miss the 3 weeks, it's offered every month. And we've got them in just about every area you can imagine. Okay. Applicable, you could use these right away. Something you won't waste time doing. Resume writing workshops to writing to everything under the sun. How much does this cost?
Zero.
Zero. We've already paid for this with your taxpaying dollars. We are good stewards of your money. We're making sure you get a good product. Okay. Let's check another one. That's Guild courses. Okay. Let's say you decide you need to take some type of entrance exam to college, to a VOTEC school. How about an occupational exam? Postal worker, nursing assistant. Well, we have all of that information available for you here. We have it in book form, but what usually happens is when it's near time for a test, like the postal workers exam, that book is no longer available, it's checked out. But we have 24-hour access, online resources that you can get anytime. Let's take a look at this. Let's look at the occupational exam. Okay. Check these out. These are really, really cool. We had a customer come to the library and he wanted to take the postal worker exam. The book was checked out, so he used these resources. So you get two things. You get resources on how to prepare for the exam, and then you also get a study guide. Look at practice exam first. And what I usually tell the customers, practice, practice, practice. Take the practice exam. Don't think about taking the actual exam until you've practiced and you earned a sufficient score. You get this well, you do a sufficient score here, you're very likely to ace that exam and walk into that employer's interview and you're ready to rock. Okay.
Come on.
Does everybody see that? Any kind of test, ACT, a GED prep, that's here. Okay, I shared that with a provider recently, a hand goes.
Is there LSAT practice on there?
Yes, indeed.
Free?
It's there. Absolutely, totally free.
You can also do high school AP courses. They have a preparatory test for those as well.
Absolutely. Now, I wish I could go into it in depth with all we have, but it's a lot of information. So now this is called Learning Express. Any test you think about, high school equivalency, GED, SAT, occupational exam, postal worker, police lieutenant, whatever it is, two things you can do. You can do a study guide first. I always tell them study, then do the practice test. Then walk in and ace that exam. One of the men I told you about who came to the library and did the postal worker exam, he did pass the exam and he got the job. He came in his postal workers uniform and said, wow, this is cool. This is what we're looking for. Okay, to the next one. Okay. Reference USA. Now this one is amazing. It can do a large number of things in terms of researching employers for you, but we're going to focus on one technique you could use that I think is directly applicable to people who are looking for a job right away. And it's also powered by Indeed. It makes that connection. What's great about this company is they really do a lot of fact checking. Sometimes twice a year, even more than that, they're checking to ensure that the companies they listed are still in existence. So you're not likely to search for a company and find something that's defunct. They're still around, so they're really great. So one of the things you can do with this is you can do an advanced search, and you can search for maybe an employer in a geographical area. Let's say you were looking for jobs at restaurants or at construction sites, so on and so forth. You live in the Grayson community. You don't have transportation, so you would like to find, let's say, maybe all of the construction sites or all of the restaurants just in the 30017 area code. You can do that with this database. And it'll bring you to those employers. And not only can you do that, but it'll also link you to a list of employers. And it'll link you to Indeed where you can apply right away. One-stop shopping. Wow. Okay. And you haven't left the screen of your computer yet. You've already applied for the job. It's pretty amazing stuff, right? Okay. Look at that. All of these are in that one particular area. And what position did you choose?
Oh, I just did full-time, so these are all the full-time positions that are currently listed.
Excellent. So these are all the full-time positions, but you could even narrow the search down closer to something specific. Medical secretary, restaurants. We had a customer who, she used this. She found the restaurants. She saw the listing, and she says, well, I guess I have to go out there to these places. Not at all. The list goes further. You can find out if they're hiring. If they're hiring, it will link you to Indeed. It will give you the opportunity to apply right on the spot. And bang, you're in business. Let's see another one. And I do want to show them also, we gotta do Gale legal forms. We got to. That one's just too great.
Anything with a medical profession there.
And how much does this cost? Right, we've already invested in this with your taxpaying dollars. I have to tell customers that continuously because some of them think there's a cost. You've already paid for it. Our responsibility is to get the best products for you. And that's for everybody. So we want the returning community to understand we're one of the most open environments you will ever come to. Come visit our library. Access our resources. Your resources. Okay. Let's take a look at Gale legal forms. This is an amazing one. A lot of the legal documents are sold by a company called U.S. Legal Forms, and lawyers usually purchase them. These are kind of expensive. Well, here's some good news. Gale, the company Gale we talked about, they will actually purchase those same legal forms and legal information and make it available to you for free. Wow. Let's take a look at Gale legal forms. Here it is. Go to the top so they can see it. Look at the information you get. You get legal definitions, which is like a dictionary, right? Tax forms, attorney directory, external links, law digest, which is more like a legal encyclopedia. And just about any conceivable subject, any conceivable form you need, you can find it here. Lease for an apartment, an attorney to deal with divorce, civil matters, so on and so forth. It's extremely comprehensive. It's everything imagined. These are lawyer-made forms. So these are the forms that the lawyers actually use. We use this a lot at the library. So for the men and women who are returning, we want you to know that this is available. Some of the attorneys I've met, they use the library card. Why should they purchase a package? The library has it for them. And we're excited, and we're glad we're able to do that. It was a lawyer I talked to about 4 weeks ago. He says, I didn't know you guys had this. I'm getting rid of my subscription. Okay. Easy to use, really, really helpful. You got the legal Q&A, which is really interesting. You might have, there's a question proposed to an attorney by a layperson. The attorney answers the question. And it might be something that can help you. There's also the helpful topics, law digest, and then if you scroll down, the most popular legal form searches. Divorce. Divorce is at the top, which is amazing. Wills and estates, real estate, bankruptcy, so on and so forth. Landlord tenant. I know we see that one a lot. We get a lot of people to come in for to get a copy of the lease. And it's so great because once you access it, you can tailor make it to what it is you want because it's fillable. The forms are fillable and you can print them right on the spot. So know that that's available. Looking at my time, making sure. Okay. So let's go back to the website. Remember, when time permits, please, by all means, check it out. It's a lot. You'll find something that you can use. But for the men and women returning right away, Gale legal forms, right? Reference USA. Okay. Ferguson Career Guide. Remember Brandon's incredible story. You know the Brandon who won't fix my air conditioner because it's too busy. Brandon's great story. He's an independent contractor. 6 years later, back up with clients. And you can plan your education. And you're using information that's reliable, fact-checked, information that's already undergone a rigorous editorial process. So when we put it out, you're going to get something that's a lot safer than a general search with Google, which will take you to anywhere, any place. And there's no information that's actually fact-checked that you'll be aware of. We fact-check. Before we purchase any of these, believe me, it's been checked. So you've got some good resources. I do presentations at the schools, and this is one of the things I share with the students all the time. Okay. This gets you away from fake news to real news. Okay. Reliable information. Okay, so go back to the website, because I know we're almost out of time. And I'm just going to open the door for questions in a moment. Look at that press reader, and I mean, it's some great stuff. You like newspapers? Press reader has all of that information now online. Look at this site. I started using Press Reader, and I don't want to paper-based newspapers ever again. There you are. There's a start 7-day free trial. You got it free already. Continues. Every newspaper you can imagine. Okay. Washington Post, AJC, New York Times, the works. Really easy to use.
I'll cancel my Amazon.
Get rid of Amazon. Use us. We have downloadable audiobooks, downloadable books, magazines. There's a website, a database called Flipster, so you can also download magazines. And what's great about that is this: you can also do back copies. And once you download it to whatever your device is, you get to keep it. It's yours. New York, the New Yorker is now $8.99 a copy. You get it for free. Okay, so I'm going to stop there and take any questions you might have.
Hey, could you share how to get a library card?
Oh, absolutely. So one of the things you will need to access any of our resources is just a library card. And all you need for that is some information that verifies your address here in Gwinnett County. That's it. You can walk into any of our locations. You can apply online as well. Walk into any of our 15 branches throughout Gwinnett County, and we're here to serve you. We want you to get that library card. We have a partnership with the schools throughout Gwinnett County, in which many of the students, once they register at the school, they automatically register for a library card. Okay, that's the question.
Not being in Gwinnett County, can you still register and be accepted?
Excellent question. If you're not in Gwinnett County, can you still register and be accepted? Absolutely. You can get what's called an out-of-county card. It's only a mere $30 a year. And here's the great news. When you check out your first item, which usually sometimes sells for $24.95, you almost got your money back. Guaranteed. Free programs, free access to resources. We got 15 locations, and we're the first library system in North America to do something I'm showing open access. Something called open access. We're the first library system in North America. Open access, 2 of our branches, you have extended hours. Okay? While library hours are from 10 to 8, 4 days a week, these branches, Sewanee and the Lawrenceville branch, these 2 branches, you could actually go in earlier before we open to the public. You have access to the computers, you can check out books, you can do the resources, the computers are there. And so essentially with open access, scroll down a little bit more, look at these hours. Open access hours. Essentially, you have access to these libraries from 8 to 10, 7 days a week. And the likelihood of us doing this with other branches down the line, we hope is high. Okay. So, but this is first, this is unique. We're the first library system in North America to do it. Okay. That's a question.
I was just wondering, with all the wonderful resources that are on here, blowing my mind, I'm like, Google,
No Google.
Now, a unique situation, someone close to me, they have like maybe a couple of credits before they can get their, high school diploma.
Okay.
Is it anything on there that can help them as opposed to having to actually go back and take those classes?
Excellent question. There's something online high school. We also have something called online high school, where you can actually work toward your high school diploma online.
Amen.
Easy access. We'll show you how you can apply online. It goes before a committee that reviews it. If you get accepted, here's the great news. The library will have a scholarship available for you.
Amen. They try to arm your leg.
Of course, of course. And what's great about this is you're doing the career online high school. You also have GED prep courses. This is pretty exciting too. Pretty amazing stuff. There's a question here, sir.
What if I live in Barrow County, but my wife's a Gwinnett County teacher?
Oh, excellent question. What if you lived in Barrow County and your wife's a Gwinnett County teacher? Then your wife would qualify for the library card as a teacher in Gwinnett County. Absolutely. We support our professionals. We support the stakeholders. We support everybody in the community. We want you to use these resources.
So let's say somebody listening to this information and they share this with a returning citizen. The returning citizen doesn't really know how to navigate this. What can a returning citizen do, or anybody in here, to say, hey, I've heard about this, I don't know how to navigate it. What do I do about that?
Excellent question. Let's say a returning citizen is aware of this but doesn't know how to navigate it, or anybody else in the room. Here's the great thing. Visit your library. We'll show you how to do it. And there's something else you can do. You can actually make an appointment. It's called Book a Librarian. Make an appointment with a librarian, and we've got someone who could be scheduled to work with you one-on-one.
Online or?
In person. A real live person. One-on-one.
But those are only during regular hours, right?
These are during our regular hours of operation. That's correct. It's pretty unique though, and we get a lot of these too. We enjoy those. Yes.
Typically, the library card for Gwinnett citizen is $0 or how many dollars?
Oh, what's the price of the library card? $0. Cost you nothing.
It's just in Gwinnett, or is it in other counties too?
Well, other county libraries very likely have databases similar, but they'll be different in how they operate. So I'm not sure if they would have the exact same things we have, or they do the things we do. I do know that the Open Plus, we're the first and the only one I'm aware of in North America. And that came from the feedback from the general community that said to us, we need more access. These databases came from the community saying to us, we need more information. So we listen to you, we read the surveys, we talk to you when you visit the branches, and we get the information we need, and we do something about it. We want you to get these services. Yes, sir.
Yes, are these services available? Do you have to come into the library to utilize these services, or can you have access to the internet to get to them?
Excellent question. Do you have to come to the library to use these services? The databases are available 24/7, online accessible. Tap the screen, click of the mouse, and you got this mobile-friendly online environment. So you can do these 24/7. And what's great about these resources is if we have a book that's popular, a study manual, postal worker, nursing assistant, or whatever, it checks out fast during the time of that test. But it's accessible online 24 hours.
Awesome.
24/7. So you always have access to it. So if they're getting ready to take a test, let them know. Someone back here. Yes.
Yes, sir. How would we access that?
How
How do we access it?
Good question. How do you access this? There are two ways. One is our website, GwinnettPL.org. Take them back to the website. That's one way. And if you forget the website, GwinnettPL.org, this is the one time, the only time I'm going to say you can do a Google. And it'll give you Gwinnett County Public Library. That's the only time I would suggest use Google. This information, we've put a lot of time in it for you. We fact-checked it for you. We're making sure, especially students, when they're doing the research, this is the place to go. I told one of the students, don't forget to cite your source. He said, cite your source? He was on Google. There's no place to cite the source. Yes?
To log on from your home, do you have to have your library card as like a login?
To log on at home, you would need your library card. That barcode information, you would need that. Some people memorize it.
Yep. Memorized mine.
Yes.
Can organizations, like individual organizations
Mhm.
in Gwinnett County sign up for library card and utilize that?
Yes, absolutely. Individual organizations can sign up for what's called a group library card. Absolutely.
Is it limited to the group, to numbers in a group, or just the group?
Just a group. It could be any size, 4 or 50 or whatever.
So let's say you're a housing provider and you have a certain time every week or a few times a week where you do a group setting where everybody gets together in that specific place. Could they contact, say, you or Adam to come and share with their group what you guys do and how you can serve them?
Absolutely, absolutely. If you ever need to, or us to come out to the public to do a presentation on the resources we offer, we can do that. We do that very often.
Doing it right now.
Hey, we love it. And let me say that a big part of what we do is outreach and partnership. This is a part of that. We go to the schools, we go to different social service agencies. We are really out there, and you're only seeing the beginning. We're going to do a lot more of it, and we love it too.
Hi, I'm Jose Marquez. I'm one of the guests of that young man over there. And we run a program called Tech Latino, which basically is about technology and that next generation of technology workforce. We use a program called Linda to train some of our members
Linda.
who really, I think, is one of the best, programs there is to train for training for anybody. So, do you have that there as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to take it to Linda.
There she is.
Lynda.com. I think it's changing over to LinkedIn in about maybe, another few months or so?
Linda was bought by LinkedIn.
LinkedIn boy.
Yeah.
But absolutely, yes.
But it's $70 on when you go to LinkedIn. It costs
$70 a LinkedIn, you get it for free. You get it 24 hours. You get it with the click of the mouse, the tap of the screen, and we're talking about a mobile-friendly environment right there wherever you are. Whether you're on an iPad at the bus stop, whether you're at the airport on your Android, or at home on your laptop, you got the access. We're making it happen. This comes back from your feedback. Keep that communication with us. We want to get what you need. Yes.
I am absolutely blown away.
It happened.
How long, and I know you're always building, but how long has this been available?
Oh my goodness, that's a good question. This has been available a very long time. Let me say this, one of the things we're doing in our field, we're doing a lot more of it, is outreach awareness. It's big. We're trying to make the community aware of what we have available. Something as simple as when you visit our branches now, we'll sort of do like a small reference interview. How are you? Did you find what you're looking for? I see you checked out 10 fiction titles. That's great. Have you ever seen Novelists? It's a Regents advisory service we have for you for free. Then we walk the customers over. So we're getting better at what we do, and that's getting that information out to you. Yes.
One more question. Do you have access on here where, say we have the Latinos here, the legal citizens or whatever, that they can go to and learn the English language, learn how to write it and all that? Is there access in there?
How about I say absolutely? Yes. There are 2 places we can go. There's Mango Languages, which is a language study guide course. I'm actually taking a course through Mango Languages too. And then we have a program called Let's Talk, in which we have individuals who speak different languages actually getting together, talking about things and practicing. Okay, so show them Mango Languages. It's really amazing. And I think it does is that 85 languages? I can't remember, but it's a large number of languages. And how much does it cost? Totally free, accessible. I'm doing Mango Languages. I'm studying Spanish, and my goal is within the next 2 years to be at some level of fluency. I did study it in college many years ago, and I decided I'll use this resource too. It's really good. I'm really having a great time. So far, so good. Estudio Español en mi escuela y biblioteca ahora.
All right.
So I'll get there. There's a question.
What is that?
He said that he's studying Spanish at the library and at school.
References on USA.gov, the one where returning citizens can go and put in their zip code. I just want the URL of that. What you know what I'm talking about? To find out the job.
The reference?
The zip code.
Yeah, Reference
You have the
USA.
URL that puts it.
There it is.
I'm thinking that's the Reference USA.
.com.
Yes, they can do it.
It's just referenceusa.com.
But if you go through the library,
It's free, but if you go through just referenceusa.com, you'd have to pay.
Go through the library's website.
says
That's
.gcpl
important with your
on it.
library card because you get these for free. If you go outside of the library, it's a charge. These things are expensive too. I told you there's a lawyer who decided he gave up his subscription to U.S. Legal forms because we have U.S. legal forms, to Gale legal forms, and that's available to him for free with his library card. Save the money and utilize us. Okay, think I can take one more question? Yes.
Have you got anything going with actually inmates inside the prisons? I know that now in the prisons they have email,
No tablets and stuff.
tablets and things. Have you had any success there?
I don't know if we have a partnership with any inmates right now, but that's something, down the line we could certainly talk about. The library is always open to fresh ideas. We're innovative. We have with us today Denise Auger, who is our adult programming manager. When you see those great programs, those authors, and all of these other programs, just a wide array, that's the genius who makes that happen for us. Okay. So always look for that. She got some great things coming out. If you go to our website and you go to there's an event calendar, and the event calendar will list all of the programs we have throughout Gwinnett County. If you walk into a branch, you can get a paper-based copy of our events. We have events for every conceivable age, for everybody. There's always something to do. And we want you to come out and support your programs. I teased one of my customers. She came in the day after the program, and I said, "Where were you yesterday? I was looking for you." If you attend, put the time into it, then it's communicating to us that that's what you want. But you have to support it, and we can make it happen. Denise has all sorts of programs throughout the system. More than any place I've ever seen. Yes, sir.
Can you go to a library in your county, just get a group library card for like our halfway house?
Yes, you can.
Just
You
go
can
with
get.
everybody in it?
Yes, you can get a group library card for all of the members. Absolutely. Okay. Visit that requires a library visit. When you go to the library and visit, the staff will help you. We got 15 locations. Oh, get the locations up real quick. We got 15 locations throughout Gwinnett County.
Do you know
They're
how
all
much that
awesome.
costs? Is there a cost with that?
Is there a cost with that? Absolutely not. Totally free.
In Gwinnett County.
In Gwinnett County, right.
I was talking about another county.
I don't know, you'd have to go ask.
Oh, in
them.
another county, it would be the $30 out-of-county fee, yes.
But if you go to your county library, they may have, but you'd have to ask them.
And there's our hours of operation. And remember, when you see those hours of operation, don't forget open access. 2 branches where you actually have access essentially from 8 to 10 at night, 7 days a week. So you're working on that research paper late?
Library and
The Sewanee Library and the Lawrenceville Library, right down the road. Adam's the branch manager of
Adam,
the.
stand up real quick.
Adam,
Adam is the
stand up.
Lawrenceville branch manager.
I go there all the time.
Let me tell you, like the rest of us, he rocks, man. He makes it happen. He makes it happen. You go to that Lawrenceville library, you know you're in a great place. It's going to take good care of you. Any other questions? I don't want to take the other speakers because we
Yeah,
could
we need to
do
wrap
this
this.
presentation for a